So, respecking a character versus bringing a new character in. I think there's a good distinction here. To me, they're the exact same thing. You're not liking the character you're playing, you want to play something different, I'm going to allow it. Here are the two concepts. If you're just playing a fighter and you're going to switch to another martial class, generally speaking, no big deal. Now, if you're going to be changing the personality, the background, that's all of a sudden a new character. So if you're going to take your current character and simply respec them a little bit, nothing wrong with that. If it's dramatically different, you're going from a fighter to a caster class, okay, now that's going to give a different tone. We need to introduce this a little differently. We need to find a way to get your current character out of the campaign and a new character into the campaign. There's a difference. Usually respec is just changing in subclass, right? Going from a divination wizard to a necromancer, whatever it may be. And fighters the same way. I'm going from a champion. I really want to play, not a champion because of all other classes that are out there. I'm okay with that. Now, some subclasses cause a little bit of thing when all of a sudden you start adding magic in, but I can usually hand wave that and get around that some way and even find a way to get it, involved in the story. However, there is no point in time where I'm not going to allow a player change who they're playing. It may be a character swap, it may be a hand wave and a respec, depending on if they're similar to one another. And that's kind of where my basis is. Can I justify this in my own mind? This is a personal thing. Realistically speaking, I have a lot of tables that are just like, we don't really care, right? The story is not dependent upon that character. And most of the time, I find a way to weave a new character in simply by usually having an epic death. Or the character retires, or it's called home, or there's something in their backstory that takes precedent. Like, there's 1,000 ways to remove a character. The bottom line is that respecking or minor tweaks, bringing new characters in, is when someone doesn't like what they're playing and wants to completely change. And so that also gives us another character to use later on if we just retire them or send them home. So there's lots of ways that this can be used, but at no point in time would I ever tell someone, no, you can't bring this character and you can't change who you're playing. That's never going to be something I say, regardless of the effort I've put into the story. But this is my personal take. This is just how I handle respecking and character changes.